Never ever trust a nice guy. If you don't know what a nice guy is, it's basically a guy who seems really lovely. He seems like the perfect man, but it's all a fake front. And today we're going to be having a look at some of them.
Like nice guys anymore. Why don't you tell the whole story?
This is what I think when someone tells me that they're a nice guy, and I have the perfect story for this. I've never told it here before because I had a mutual friend who still watches my content, but I don't give a fuck. So I had this friend who was a nice guy and wanted some help, some dating advice. So one day he comes up to me and he's like, Jen, I don't know what's happening. Like this girl ghosted me. Like what did I do wrong? The dude shows me the screenshots and you could tell that the girl is scared of him. And he was just persisting that he's so nice and no one understands him and he didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to be nice. So I asked directly, there must be something why she is scared. What did you do before those texts? Turns out he figured out her address like a stalker, showed up to the bus station that is nearest to her house because she texted him in the morning that she missed the bus and now she will be late to work. So he pulled up in his car and wanted to pick her up even though they've never met before. He stalked her and he made her feel extremely unsafe in her own home. And she directly communicated, I don't feel comfortable anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And he just went with this text and was like, I don't know why she's treating me like that. I don't know what I did wrong and I want to push her to talk to me. So I said, no, you don't. You messed up. I tried to explain many times how he messed up and why, and he just didn't see it because in his little brain cell, it was out of the question that he could potentially be dangerous, when this is the reality for most women. We do have to think about that. So yeah, anyway, I told him that he's being super unrealistic with his expectations on women and not everyone can just trust him on default, and he got angry. A few months down the road, he started commenting really incel type of things on my TikToks. And when TikTok changed the way you see comments under the video, that you see your friends' comments pinned on top, I found a bunch of really misogynistic comments that he left on mutual friends' TikToks, on popular TikToks, just women all over. So I decided to cut the contact, to block this person, and I've never seen anything from them again. Some people are so dense they don't see their own fault even if it's presented to them. And when someone says that they're a nice guy, there is like a 99% chance that they messed up in some way and they just don't realize it. I know stalking is an extreme example, but it happens. So stay safe.
That right there is basically what a nice guy is. Like, I feel like a lot of times whenever people say they're nice guys, they're just not nice. You don't want a nice guy, you want a good guy. A good guy is so much better. A nice guy is somebody who just pretends to be nice. If they are really nice and they don't have to tell you and remind you they are nice, exactly. I can understand maybe some guys are desperate, they really want to get into a relationship and have a girlfriend. So they think the best thing to do is say, oh, I'm a nice guy. That's gonna put girls off you. Like, it really will. Nice people don't proclaim they're nice, they just are. If someone has to convince you they're nice, they're probably not, or only in a transactional way. I mean, yeah, like, oh, it's just kind of cringy. And it's also the fact that they get so angry, it's like they get denied and then they start screaming at you. Same as you can trust me, alarm bells, exactly. Like, red flag. I respect women. I can't find a GF. Some of the guys I know are treating women like pieces of crap sometimes, but they do still get one. Some incels are purposely rude to women, then I understand why they don't get any. I feel like there's no place for guys that behave nicely. I'm also afraid that someone may overreact and think that when I'm nice to her that I want her and she may be uncomfortable. Editing the wording is horrible. Also, why are they laughing at me when I'm holding the doors for them and stuff? I mean, they could be laughing because they're like a bit freaked out. I don't know. Oh, see that right there? Like, that's just incel. Like he's talking about incels, but like that seems incel-like. Maybe the reason women don't want to be around you or date you is because of you. Like, they get freaked out. You get what you give. I stopped caring how women feel after I learned that many women will have one night stands and do all types of freaky crap with some guys, but then get a boyfriend and become vanilla and lie about their past too. Seems like being an F-boy and dehumanizing people is a better strategy. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know any women that gets with loads of men and then lies about it. I don't care about somebody's body count. Can we talk about this? Do you genuinely care how many people your partner sleeps with? Like, I've never had a boyfriend, I'm not looking for one. However, what somebody does in their past isn't any of my business. As long as they're not like criminal, I've got no issue with it. Dehumanizing any individual is never the better strategy. That's straight effed up and immoral. Like I said, you get what you give. I learned directly from watching women play the game that you don't get bonus points for playing the game nicely. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know what that guy's on about. That just seems like a load of rubbish to me. Like I said, you get what you give. live, I learned directly from watching how women play the game that you don't get bonus points for playing the game nicely. So in a way, you view get with women as a game. That's probably why no woman wants to get with you.
Girls always wonder where the nice guys are at. Well, honestly, they're right in front of you, and you know it. But instead, you choose to blame society when you get heartbroken by somebody you knew was going to treat you like trash. And that's just facts.
So in a study published in the Journal of Social Psychology back in 2015, researchers tested the grip strength of a group of men. Now, regardless of how the men actually performed, they were given one of two results back. Either they were average or significantly below average. They then asked all of the men how tall they were, and that significantly below average group was far more likely to exaggerate their height. They were also found to be much more aggressive. And this is compensatory masculinity, a phenomenon where men feel that their masculinity has been threatened in some way and respond by doubling down, by being that much more toxic, which is what is happening in this video with this trend too. If your response to being rejected is to suggest that women deserved to be treated badly, you were never the nice guy.
My husband, absolutely nice guy 1000%, never once said he was a nice guy. He showed me he was a great person by being a great person. Yet again, like, a nice guy doesn't need to tell you they're a nice guy, they are just a nice guy. And if they say nice guy run, you don't want a nice guy, you want a good guy. You want a good guy who shows you that he's a good guy, not a nice guy who says he's a nice guy. The self-proclaimed nice guys seem the scariest of all, yet a lot of times they are quite aggressive and angry. That's what I've noticed. So, like, they'll be nice to you for one day and expect so much, kind of like they own you. Like, they kind of do treat people like they are pets, because there's been nice guys who've messaged me before, and like whenever I've rejected them, they've kind of gotten like a bit weird. There was an incident a few years ago that happened to me where like a guy was having a conversation with me, seemed like a lovely guy, he was talking about he's a nice guy, wants a boyfriend, etc. I wasn't really attracted to him, and I just straight up told him, and then all of a sudden he started getting really weird. Like, I don't know how to describe it, kind of like taking digs at me, making jokes about me, but like in a weird way. He was messaging me for a few months and then just completely disappeared, thank God. But like, it was just so interesting how he was talking about how he's like a nice guy, yet the minute he got rejected he turned really weird. I'm at an a-hole for calling my brother a loser and exposing him as being a nice guy on TikTok. My parents are livid with me right now, and my brother is playing the victim to anyone who will listen, and I just need to know if I'm in the wrong. My brother is a typical nice guy, I would say, despite hiding it quite well the most, but he has told me some incelish things multiple times. I feel like with incels they kind of feel a bit hard and they fall down like a rabbit hole. Like, I feel like there is an echo chamber for incels where they basically tell you all women hate you and they only want rich men, and it kind of grooms like the men hate women. He constantly complains to me and other friends about how women will never go for him because he's the safe guy. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest, if women aren't going for you, there's usually a reason. Like, they quite clearly don't feel safe around you. And he's even told me multiple times that guys like him are for women in their 30s once they've popped out a few of Chad's kids. Online he acts like this all the time, but he hides it incredibly well in real life, at least until recently. Okay, so if he's been good at hiding it recently, obviously he's starting to spiral. His incel behavior is starting to get out of control. He's always had a hard time finding women to go out with him, especially since heading off to college. He tells me all the time that I would never understand how a guy like him feels being treated like crap by girls. From what I can tell, recently he's been getting much more aggressive with women he meets, and his TikTok is filled with him ranting about girls at his school that won't go out with him. Well, a few days ago he posted a chat log in a private server and lost it. Went off on a huge rant about a girl he'd been given everything to and saying she was only using him because she knew how to string him along. How did she string him along? She'd been friendly with him this semester, was having trouble, and asked if he could explain a homework assignment to her. He then shot his shot and was turned down. Yeah, so a lot of times these guys think that just because someone's being nice to you, they have a crush on you. That's not how it works. Like, ugh. He made a very vague TikTok rant complaining about being used by a girl and strung along with the promise of something more, and warned guys not to do anything for a girl he asked for help in college. I made a response to him with me just laughing and showing the screenshots of his Discord meltdown and calling him a loser. Somehow, though, a classmate of his found my response and shared it with the girl he was texting, and from there it went viral on his campus. Oh god, that's not good. Like, he's literally being out as an incel on his campus. My parents are livid at me for this, claiming I ruined his social life and cyberbullied him. My brother's banned me from all his server and has gone on rampage claiming I ruined his life. I feel really bad about this. I removed the TikTok, but it got mirrored and people are still making fun of him. Despite the fact I feel bad, I don't think I was wrong doing this. I wish it didn't go viral, but I feel like something like this was coming anyways. I mean, yeah, put it this way, if you're gonna post TikToks ranted about women, people are gonna find out about it eventually. Not the a-hole, your brother's anything but the nice guy. Women generally don't date guys for many reasons. His sense of entitlement is more likely the cause of his lack of having a girlfriend. He is his own problem when it comes to girls. Yes, it wasn't a nice thing to do, but you didn't intend for his college friends to find it. I mean, put it this way, maybe this will show him. Anyway, to bless in disguise, hopefully he'll wise up and stop acting that way. So no, you're not the a-hole. Why Why females owe me intercourse. I'm a 21-year-old virgin and I've never kissed a female. My whole life I was bullied in school by the males and talked to like I have autism by the females, even though I don't even have autism. I deserve to F the females I want more than every other effing guy. I'm a good person. I'm not a racist or a sexist or a bully. I've been bullied. I'm straight edge unlike the rest of these degenerates in America. I've never done drugs, smoked, vaped, alcohol has never touched my effing lips. But do any females respect or care about that at all? No, of course not. These worthless effing girls are getting run through and ghosted by F-boy a-holes after F-boy a-holes after F-boy a-holes. I'm so tired of hearing females don't owe you anything. You don't deserve anything. Shut the hell up, they all owe me. See that paragraph right there? That's exactly why no woman wants to go near you. I also love how you had the audacity to say, I'm a good person, I'm not a racist or a sexist or a bully, but you're an incel. Women are scared of you.
If you are interested in a man who is considered a nice guy, be careful. Here's why. There is a major difference in a nice guy versus a good guy. The nice guys, 99% of the time, their personality is fake so that they can get something that they want. You will notice common characteristics in them: saying yes all the time, being super easygoing, never setting boundaries or speaking their mind. Even if they are not trying to get something out of you, what will happen is resentment will build up in them and they will hate you and be angry at you for them not being able to speak their mind and say what they need. A good guy, this is the type of guy that you want to go for. He is the one who is led by his integrity, by his values, and his morals. He is genuinely a good man. You will notice characteristics about him. He has no problem setting boundaries. He speaks his mind. He has self-respect and self-love. He is able to love you fully. Do not date a nice guy. Instead, choose a good guy.
She basically said everything I was thinking about. Date a good guy because good guys are actually good guys. Nice guys are just a fake personality. True, this was how I got entangled with my narcissistic ex. He was always known as the nice guy. Thing is as well, a lot of these nice guys want to be seen as nice until they don't get what they want. They will give you literally everything. They'll give you compliments, act like a really lovely guy, but the minute you don't give them the things that they want, which is usually your body, they'll turn on you. They'll be horrible. So you send. It says in my bio that I don't send. I know I'm just messing. Why lol? I just wanted to see how you'd react. The last girl had no sending in her bio and I asked her the same question. She flipped out. I mean, that probably is because she literally said I don't send and then you asked her. I get that though. It's like kind of disrespectful. Yeah, I felt bad. I apologized and sent a heart and told her I'm not actually like that. I told her I wanted her for her personality, but turns out she was dry and loved one-word responses. But that's kind of understandable considering you started the conversation asking about nudes. It's fair, I deserved it, but I'm not usually a douche. I'm actually way too nice sometimes. Yeah, totally. You're so nice. That's why you literally slid into her DMs asking her for nudes. Like, look at the top of the conversation, so you send. And then he talks about how the last girl he said that to flipped out on her. So you've done it to somebody before and they flipped out and you continued to do it. That's weird. Here is somebody on Tinder looking for a long-term partner. About me, I'm done with Mr. Nice Guy. I'm done with your games that 90% of you play, so I'll call it like it is. Girls don't know what you want. Always looking for greener pasture. Well, when you're too old and die alone, it's all gonna be in you. And only message me if you're a grown, mature woman. Even some of you in your 30s need to grow. Only the real females have gotten this far and can understand what I'm trying to say. The rest can F off. Newsflash, you're not God's gift. LMAO. Something tells me Mr. Nice Guy hasn't got a lot of female attention. I think he's got denied a few times. And I also love how he said when you're too old and you die alone, it's all gonna be in you. But it sounds like you're gonna be the person who's old and alone. Like, that's gonna be you.
Or whatever. I like nice guys, but
No, you don't. And women need to stop saying this if it's not true. If there is a nice guy that shows up in front of you, shows you that he's attracted to you, loves you, cares about you, appreciates you, takes good care of you, does right by you, etc., and you don't date him, I don't want to hear it.
Neither do we. You're telling me that if you're nice to me and you're a nice guy and you listen to me cry about my issues and you're super friendly, even though I've shown no interest in you, because you've shown interest in me, I'm an asshole if I don't date you. I don't like nice guys because I don't want to date you. A nice guy? This is a nice guy. I'm so sick of these pretend nice guys being like, I'm just a nice guy. Why doesn't anyone like me? Shut the up. You are not a nice guy probably. You are probably just an entitled guy who does not know how to read a room. You know how many nice guys I've met growing up who I was too uncomfortable to be like, hey, get away from me. So I was nice to them back thinking, hey, we're gonna be friends because I'm making my boundaries super clear. But they didn't think that. Even hearing me say, like, I'm not interested in you was not enough of a deterrent for these nice guys. So then a few months down the line, when they made another move on me after I had already put in my boundaries in place, and I said, hey, what the are you doing? I'm not interested in you. Even in the nicest way, like, if I said that nicely, like, it's the same reaction. The reaction's always like, what the like, you're a You're just like all the other girls. This is triggering me. Time this guy who was friends with my ex-boyfriend. Like, I met him through my ex-boyfriend and we became friends in that relationship. He continued to be friends with me after that relationship for a year. Super nice to me, would bring me ice cream when I'm sick, did a bunch of nice guy things. Listened to me cry about the guy that I had a crush on. Comforted me, listened to me talk about like my secrets, like gained my trust as my friend. Comfortable, he made a move on me. Even though earlier in our relationship, I told him like, hey, I'm just not interested in you like that. I like this person, very specifically this person. And so a year and a half, a year into our friendship, I don't remember, it was a long time, move on me. And I nicely say, yeah, I'm not interested still. And this nice guy exploded on me. Bad for turning him down, so I met up to talk about it. He yelled at me the entire time. You're just like every other girl. I thought you were different. You're just like every other pretty girl. And I thought that you were just gonna be like nice to me since we've been friends. And like, I've been so nice to you. Yeah, you've been so nice to me. Do I owe you romantic feelings? Like, where's this entitlement coming from? I genuinely don't get it. This video made me so mad. An incel. I feel like that was an incel, right? Involuntary choice, right? That makes sense to me. That checks out.
Yeah, so basically a nice guy is just an entitled guy. I've been love bombed and fell in love with that nice guy that didn't exist. Now, I'm so sorry, that's another thing they do. They love bomb you, they make you feel amazing. And then whenever they don't get what they want, the love just completely disappears. Like, it's quite, like, manipulative, isn't it? Moral of the story, if you ever get a weird vibe from somebody, get away from them immediately. Well, anyways, guys, I just want to leave that video there. That's some nice guys who were not so nice. If you're ever gonna get into a relationship or a friendship with somebody, always be careful, because you never know their true intention. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a subscribe button, see you all tomorrow for another video.